Okay, guys. Well, we're gonna get started. I want to take a minute to say thank you to Ernst um, for taking the time to come on the program. Myself and Mr. Barracks obviously have seen you um, and worked with you and trained with you in the past, but we've also only got to see little snippets of your journey. But from the beginning to now, the progression has been unbelievable. Obviously, that goes without saying. So I'm kind of excited today to kind of see um, Ernst just be Ernst and really be able to have the opportunity to really, truly just have fun and express yourself in a way that I don't think some of us ever got to see you before. So, with that being said, Mr. Brooks, you got anything you want to add, or?
Just I want to say and reinforce your words, sir. Thank you so much once again. Ernst, it's amazing. Campo is a great martial artist. He will take you to another level by freeing your Campo. So it's such an honor and a pleasure to have him here today. And enjoy, sir. It's your time. It's all yours.
All right, folks. Thank you very much. Let's give him a hand. It's all yours, Ernst. Have fun.
Thank you so much, Francisco and Joe. Thank you so much for having me on this International Martial Arts Showcase. It's a true honor to be a part of this event. And to everybody on there online, thank you for joining in as well. I hope you guys will enjoy yourself. So I'm Ernst Blikslager from the Netherlands, indeed, and I'm a practicing martial art. I realized this morning I'm practicing martial arts for like 25 years now. I'm 42, so 25 years, I'm 16 years old strong. And I'm still here, happy to do everything what I can do. I've done Taekwondo, I've black belt in Taekwondo, of course, American Kempo, but also done other arts like kickboxing, and I got my little fair share of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, grappling stuff. So yeah, it's all like general, more like a big curriculum that I have in my pocket, let's say. Okay, so I got only like 30 minutes, so we're going to do in this seminar not so much as a lecture. I don't want to explain too much in depth about how you can do a certain tempo technique or you should do it this way or that way. No, it's going to be more like a workshop, like doing it, experience it. So if you got the spot at home, the place where you can work out, maybe with a partner or maybe by yourself, I really want you to experience what I have to say today in the seminar, or let's say workshop. Okay, because I do know that if you're a campus already, got your own instructor who will teach you those techniques. So I'll leave it up to your instructor to do so. I just wanted to open up the mind a little bit, open up the mindset about what you can do within your tempo. Most people maybe already know, but I want to show you the different settings. Okay, so right before we start, right on my right side here, this is one of my students, is Robin Albert. So he's going to help me here, demonstrating and showcasing the topic of today. Okay, so welcome to have you on board as well. So thank you guys, everybody online, for joining us. Right before we're going to start off, I want to give you a little bit of the background and mindset that I have for this workshop that we're going to do. Okay, live in Holland, as well as a kid in the 80s, got my teenage years in the 90s. A lot of stuff was going on back in the day. And you have to imagine that as for a small country as Holland, the Dutch were like almost everywhere when it comes to the martial arts. We got a big background, a huge, let's say, we're well known in the kickboxing world. That's the most we're known from. In the professional sport, athletes like Ernst Blikslager, those kind of guys, they've done it all. In the K1 kickboxing, the Dutch style kickboxing is very, very well known in the world. Thank you, Robin, as well. So that's the huge aspect in Holland. Besides then other arts, amateur-wise, when it comes to Jiu-Jitsu, though, it's definitely standing style Jiu-Jitsu. Two Dutchmen back in the day around the 70s had huge influence in that art as well. And nowadays they made up the Ibano Kata system, and now it's trained worldwide. And when it comes to Extrema and all the weapons form, we got Frans Troep in the Netherlands, also a huge name in the martial arts world. So because it's quite a big of a legacy, and the Dutchmen are like everywhere, But that being said, when it comes to the fighting aspect of tempo, I just want to show you guys a little bit today. Tempo can be taught and learned in many different ways, of course, that's well known. But also I know that most of you guys are maybe tempoists, but I also understand that probably there's other different martial artists maybe here online as well. So I want to show them a little bit more of what we can do with our art, okay? So, like I said, many aspects within tempo, concept-wise, stylish-wise, when it comes to self-defense techniques, it doesn't matter. You got a total different aspect. What I'm going to show today, because we got a whole lot of topics, but I want to show you the not so much freestyling. I hate the word freestyling, but when it comes to more expressing yourself in a more dynamic way, and not so much with the ideal phase of technique. Okay, because technique, self-defense technique, what we call it in the art, for me, it's like a thin line between self-defense and actual fighting. Something may, in a situation, may start as self-defense, but right before you know it, it can end up into a fight. So I'm a huge fan, or let's say, I want my students to be able to perform well as in self-defense. Art campus is also in the fighting area because, you know, like I said, it's a thin line. You could easily jump over. So today I'm going to show a little bit of that portion of tempo. Okay, I got most other topics, but within this 30 minutes, let's work out. Okay, so if you got the space at home, please stand up, get yourself some room, and join me in this session today. Okay, so like I explained in my introduction, you have the ideal phase. Most people already know what ideal phase. After ideal phase, you got the what if phase, and then you got the formulation phase. Okay. And if you look at those phases, I'm going to show you what I mean by the ideal and how you could adjust it for yourself to make it a little bit more effective. Because one thing I hate most is what I see on the internet, especially nowadays, is that people say tempo doesn't work. Well, it does work, but you just need to know how, okay? And because we're so wrapped up in an ideal phase and a technique line kind of way of moving tempo, people who don't know tempo, they see that and might say, well, no, you know what? The person's going to stand there for like 2 or 3 minutes and you can ball off. It doesn't work that way. And he did this, and they're right in a certain way. But let's showcase this time, okay? So when we got like 2 punches, let's say a straight right and a straight left punch. Straight right. Boom, and then combination with the left. All right. So that's typically how you work doing the tempo and how you start learning the formulation of your tempo technique, right? So let's say you got an inward block here, boom, and then you got an outward block there. Together, folks, with a vertical punch, and they got a chop, bottom, and the rest. You know, that's fatal deviation, right? So, for those online who doesn't know the tempo technique, and you come from a different art, I don't want you to think in tempo techniques by name, but just look at that 2 strikes coming at you. Okay? So, I always encourage my students when they start punching, don't start punching and leave your face out there. Let's say 1, 2, boom, and the second one. So he leaves it out there, and I can go blah 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 blah. Right? I want you to pull the punch back like you're actually fighting. Bam, bang, and pull it back. All right, but before we're gonna go to that, let's go to the ideal phase first. So this is tempo way. All right, you got a tempo, you got inward block, outward block, with the first punch, chop, eye poke, bang, bang, bang. Right? So that's basically what you're doing in your ideal phase. So let's work on let's drill it first. So 1, 2, 3, eye poke, boom, elbow, chop. All right, so that's how you go with your tempo technique. So here we go. Tempo. All right, you can already see I like to improvise as much possible, but let's keep it like that. So if this is the ideal phase of tempo, where you got your neutral bow stance, upright position, nice work, and you're gonna start off doing that, that's fine. That's good. That's great. You need to start it off from that way. But when it comes to actually throwing punches, going to give it a different look. So my stance, neutral stance like this, is going to be more like, hey, you know, fella, I don't want to have any trouble with you. My hands are already up there. Already give a different perspective on the technique that we're going to do right now, all right? Also, if I want to go like this, scrapping, you see, already gives a different meaning already to the same technique. Okay, so if you show those space, you're not going to put it out there. You're going to pull it back, right? All right, again, pull that one back. See, so he feeds my fist already in that direction. So, of course, you may say, I don't want to go in a karate way, but more like a parry. I'm just going to parry it a little bit. Yeah, and when it comes in, either I cover it with a straight punch, you see, cover it, more like this. 1, 2. And this chop right here comes from the feeling of this, when he pulls his back, let's say this energy, go along with it, boom. Got that? So one more, there, so. I'm coming in, I'm starting my final position right now. And then I'll load off with the strike, boom. Give it a little bit of a different perspective, I think. Okay, so again, this is karate way, let's say, traditional, I call it traditional, sorry. Yeah, boom, outer block, chop, eye poke, hammer, elbow, boom, all right? Or more like fighting it. If you notice already, I don't really like to inward block that first strike. I don't like to go like this. You might throw that fist in a little bit of a circular angle. So if I go boom, and you're gonna hit me right straight through my right through the middle. And I don't want that. So we're now in a fighting situation, right? I got my hands already up. I start covering myself. So I might cover this way on the first strike. And then when he goes with the second one, I just go immediately in it. And then I'll load off. Boom, 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 and boom. You see? So we just try it at home for you guys as well. You want to stand up and do the drills together if you want to, because I think it's also like a workshop. I want you to feel it. So towards you guys, let's say this is the attack, right? So from your standing position, hands already up, not like here, but like this. So start feeling it. So when you first punch in, you may want to only do this, maybe. The punch comes straight in, boom. So when the second one comes, that's where you load in. Either go without the block, traditional, or you might want to cover it. And from there on, the torquing power that I have right here is staying with the measure of gravity all together. That's called my chop. That's right, that's quite enough for the first drill. So let's drill that one, okay? So we're here, right side first, front, arms up. Small inward, not too much, don't over exaggerate, just a little bit, off the center line. Second one comes in, boom, cover your head, cover your head. And from here, load up. Wham! On that part. Let's drill it, one, like a 5 times, okay? Ready? If you're ready, guys, hold the start with the first one. 1. That's the whole part. Let's go for it, okay? Second one, ready? 2. Perfect. All right. Position number 3, go. Nice. 2 more, 4 and 5. Ready? 4. Good, beautiful. And last one, number 5, guys. Ready? Let's go. Shoot. Nice. So that's how I like to see when I work with a technique with my students. So the ideal phase technique, I like to see them as drills. Just drilling. Just drill the technique. We can go on and on and on about every detail, of course. It isn't necessary to teach it, especially if you've got students who don't understand the technique. But as soon as you got that in, you need to drill it. Just train the body, train the mind, and everything will follow by itself. Okay? Good. So one more time with my dummy from here. So let's try a little bit more, let's say, from this angle. Hope you guys can see clearly, hopefully. So when you straight, come on the straight right. So this is where it started at. So I don't want to over-exaggerate because by doing this, leave it all the way open for that second shot. I might not make it. So keep it nice with my center line, just across it. That's it. That's enough. That's enough. That's enough for 5 because I already know that he's gonna strike it. He's not gonna stand there. He's gonna pull one, all that kind of stuff, right? So that's enough for me. And then I load it up. This thing, look where I'm at right now. That's what I want to go with. And the second part of the seminar, I start formulating. The situation might differ, okay? As well as the ideal state of the situation tells me, if I will learn it, inward block, outward mark, vertical punch, chop, eye poke, boom, the whole sequence, right? But the situation can change. I might step in a different direction, or he might react differently. So that's why I would like to challenge my students mentally as well. Let's formulate, let's see what we have. So if I start here, and he comes with the second shot, and there, let's say his body turns a little bit more that direction, right? I can easily go to the falling in left part of the 5 swords, right? I got my hands already here, chop to the throat. If I want to go for a full side kick or just a scoop heel, that's fine. That's fine. Because I don't want to think in boxes. I think it's already known, maybe on the internet, that you have that there's a small video clip of Mr. F. Parker saying, take this piece of the technique from that technique, and you may want to combine it with that piece of another technique. And he's right, that's what it is. So start training with the ideal phase, of course, treat them as drills, seek, search everything, research everything of the technique, but the next step should be formulating whatever you know. So now I already formulated started with phase deviation, but I finished off with some tempo. With some 5 swords. Situation may change. So free that mindset and go for it. So let's try it again. You're here, boom, boom. All right. So I want you also more think like a fighter as well. What would he do? First, what's the next one? So I might go when the fun is right here. You see? I need to go this way if I want to. Yeah, of course. But I want to recognize the situation where I'm in. Boom, short elbow, that's fine. Boom, boom. This is a small piece of a different technique, but I use an elbow and a reverse go with a hammer fist to the groin. So hopefully you can see what I'm heading at. I got the ideal phase, start a little bit different than normally. I use all the concept principles that I know already from the art, but I try to combine it with a different stuff. You may know that crafting is what I'm most familiar of, but for me, when people say crafting, they go from a certain technique. Let's say I go from a sword of destruction, bang, and I go to a 5 sword, bang, deflecting hammer. That's fine. That's great. Good, of course. That's a nice drill. But I don't want to look at that crafting. I just look at that certain bridges in between. I go from one point A to point B and use everything I already know from the system. All right, so I hope that's already cleared up a bit. Hope it's very. So let's start, as I mentioned before, it's a workshop. So I want you to guys try and express and feed it yourself as well. So if you got a training partner, go ahead. If you got solo, let's go for a solo drill again, okay? Thank you. Solo drill, of course, towards the camera. So we're here, right? We're moving. The body's already in place. All right, you know that something's coming up. Keep your hands up. We're tempoists. Let's go with that. Let's treat like tempoists, all right? Everything's in it. The footwork, the sliding, the slipping, you know, the hand positioning, it's all there in the art. You just have to explore it, okay? So, small inward, you see, because it comes straight to the center. The next one comes in. That's my mark right there. Either go for an outstanding block, perfect. If you want to go for a cover, that's nice also, doesn't matter. I still got my forward bow, or may say modified forward bow. I only just covered up, got my vertical punch ready, and I chop, right? So the next reaction, he moves back for me. I don't have the possibility to go from there. So he starts swinging it with his right, move up the circle like this, boom. You may finish it this way, you may finish it that way. It's up to you. Let's go for the elbow, all right? So everybody at home, get ready, set. So in, out, boom, chop, that's good. Move up the circle, control this zone right here, the open zone, cover it, elbow shot right in the face, bang. Boom, boom, boom. What does it look like? Almost the extension of bottom compulsion, right? Okay, good. Again, so here, in, out, chop, move up. This motion right here, focus for the elbow. Perfect, perfect. Let's go again. So here, I'm ready. Oh, I got my dukes up, ready? Oh, here goes. 1, 2, chop, move up. Either go for the back fist, elbow. You see how we changed that? Because it depends on the distance between me and him. Okay, a lot of info. Normally, let's show it to the guys as a showcase what I'm talking about, okay? So, let's start off slow. Again, show you ideal phase. Ideal. 1, 2, see that? Good. Or, like this. It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Again. Oh, see, that's a back knuckle. I use this all the counters, all the prints that we have. Move up the circle, establish a base, like a four bow set, magic gravity, all of that is right in there. Right? Beautiful. So that's, of course, I see the chat box going. Nice, thank you. If you got your questions there, of course, at the end of the session, we're going to answer all those questions and let's talk a little bit more in depth about what we're doing, okay? So as mentioned in my introduction, we're here in Holland, kickboxing is huge. All right, it's heavily influenced. And you see also nowadays MMA. We got Alistair Overeem, used to be kickboxing MMA. Guys, Stefan Struve is on MMA. We even got Dutch coaches training Americans in the USA, like Henry Hope, Dutch guy. So kickboxing is huge. And sometimes, you have to, like Campo has to adapt within certain situations. I also think as a school owner, you also have to adapt a little bit what's going on around you. If you're seriously teaching, you have to deal with that concept. The youngsters right nowadays all know about MMA and fighting and kickboxing. All right, Campo looks cool, but show me, okay? So that's real deal, guys. So I encourage my students as well to do a little bit of boxing. You may see my videos online when we do some fast training. Perfect. Just to get that mindset, just to get that training into the brain. And then use it with your Campo knowledge. Okay, see? So let's say we're fighting now. Okay, I just picked something out. We're fighting now, okay? So it's not all about defense. Sometimes you have to go first as an attacker. And if you got like a left stance, one of the most familiar combination in Dutch style kickboxing is 1, 2, 3 with a low kick. Meaning you got 1, 2 straight punches, then you got the left low kick, and right off the left low kick, here comes the right low kick. Boom. That's familiar. You might see this. Boom. All right. So if I learned that, like I said, we're fighting. I also know how to switch. After looking, I got my fist ready. I lure him in. If you want to step in with a left 2 combination, 1, 2, I might go for mechanical technique right there, you see? So that's how I like to use a little bit of what I know. I'm not saying you have to fight, but the knowledge helps you bring you there. Okay, so here, pump, pump, boom, low kick, I'm ready. If you shoot 1, 2, pop, pop, groin shot, boom, uppercut. If you want to finish it with the full technique, I can go for it and do the whole thing. Don't have to, but it's there. It's like a drill exercise. Okay? So, again, some people are like, so what's come out Campo about, right? You guys kickboxing, you're already doing Campo, they just all Campo. The message is a little bit different. So, if I start off 1, 2, I got my left hook, boom, finish it with the low kick. You might want to retaliate with that one. See what he's doing? He called that one. Now he wants to come with the left right. Thank you. And now I can finish it. Maybe it won't even go. Want to finish it there. Go home safely. Let's start from this angle. Okay, this angle. So 1, 2, 3. Shoot the low kick. Switch it. Get ready for what's coming up. See, 1, 2, boom. Bang, all of that. If you want to finish it here, if I'm really silent, like I said on the background, if you want to have fun, go for it. Boom, go for the back spin, back kick. That's up to you. All right. I'm formulating what's happening in that situation. You have to control it. And I'm just talking about live techniques. I'm not talking about grabbing yet. That's different. But when it comes to live situations about kicking, punching, kicking, all that kind of stuff, I think it's mandatory. You owe it to yourself to have a little bit of that knowledge and get it into your Campo. Let's follow a little quick what time it is. Okay. All right, so I hope you guys made it very clear. Thank you, Robin. Let's go ahead, go to the camera again. And let's try it for yourself, okay? If you're familiar with some kickboxing, good. If not, let's try it out. Hands up, lefty front. So we got a left punch, 2 straight punches. Come with the hook. See, you got the twerking power, everything. From the sword, load up with the rope, low kick, boom. Step forward this way. See, after low kick, boom, get ready for what's coming. Hands are up, 2 hands, 1, 2, go to your circling fan. Bam! 2 down, okay? It's like a set, that's how I can teach you guys. All right, so again, from the left front, 1, 2, boom, bang. We'll get ready. 1, 2, switch to the front, step into it, and boom, there you go. Yeah, good job, Robin. One more time. Here we go. Try to experience yourself. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, boom. Get ready. 1, 2, bang, bang. And then you drill right there. This is how we like to work out in our school. Oh, look, everything is clear. Nice questions coming up on the screen. Perfect. Like I said, at the end of the session, let's go over those questions. Hope you guys enjoy yourself. Okay, beautiful. So we're formulating different setups, different stuff. Okay, Robin, this way, please. Okay, so if we're formulating, or if we're combining, or we see what the situation is presenting me, what can I do, right? Let's say he's pushing me. Let's push. Okay, that's familiar with most. Okay. Loads of options. Either go like reversing maze. Done. Okay, snapping twig, all those stuff. Boom. Still working my ideal phase, right? But what's familiar? Yeah, just sometimes you have to do some research. What's the most common attack that you see on the street? Guys pushing, come on, whoa, with the right. Of course, with the right punch, come right after the push. And I know some of the instructors may say, as he is able to touch me, I'm too late. And they're correct, you're too late. But also, before your mind is registering what's going on, depending on your own level, sometimes you're too late. But oh, I wanted to do step and straight. Boom, spit right in your face. So we have to be prepared of that. So sometimes the push is a wake-up call. Whoa, what's coming in? And now he comes with his strike. Okay, so let's look at it, okay? So here, whoa, push it. Bang! I might want to go underneath. It's a natural response of every person to have a little bit of a ducking thing. I don't know what it is. If you got somebody pick up the street that's never done some martial arts before, if you see something coming in their head, if something comes up in their head, they're going to do 2 things. Either go like, oh, all right, or they go like, whoa. That's a natural response. Why not use it, okay? So he's pushing me. Yeah, whoa! Okay, so I got my straight punch right here. This is just a setup. We learned yellow belt already. From here, we can do for attacking maze. Pop, pop, right? So ideal phase of attacking maze is when you step back. Come in with the inward block left punch, straight forward, ball kick, checking his height, weight, and depth zone. Boom, finish it off with that punch, right? But the situation is different. So we'll push it, whoop, bam, boom. And that first shot right there, that could finish the whole deal already. But just to be sure, I'm going to kick it in his groin and I'm going to finish off here, or I might want to go over the top and boom, finish it there. Second maze, yellow belt. Same goes for atomic hammers. So you do, oh, wow! I could go for the same movement and then go for a full arm strike across the big section or the groin. This is a different. What? Nothing. Boom! Go, boom. Just to clear up the things how I like to work with the students, okay? So as you notice, maybe in a split of a second, I told myself also when I go ducking like this, I always want to have one of my arms, one of my hands up. So what I mean by that is, let's say he swings with his right punch. I try to keep my hands up and go swing underneath. Doesn't mean I don't do tempo, I don't know how to duck. And it's because I sophisticated basis, the video from back in the 80s, 90s, late 80s, Tommy Chapman's right in that video. What is he doing? He's demonstrating the video to duck underneath and he shoots his right hand in. They did it on the video, right? Same thing what I'm doing. He pushes me, whoa, and go finish it there. Again. Oh, sorry, here you go. Yep. Boom. Oh, you go? Yeah. Sorry. Okay, sorry. Okay, sorry. Okay, so one blow, right? Sometimes you're trying to say one blow has to finish it all. So you okay?
Yeah, okay.
Okay, cool. So what I did was the same movement, I just choose a different target. So instead of going like this, I went this. Right straight downwards, diagonally into the bladder section, right above the groin or in the groin itself. And it's done. It works, it don't work. It works. It's just different, okay? So that's how I could formulate things within my tempo. Hope you guys are doing well over there. Let's try it out in the camera. Thanks, Robert. Let's try it out the camera, okay? So let's hear it. We're natural. We have a conflict. He's pushing me. Whoa, what's up? Hands already there. He starts swinging. Go underneath. Go for thumbing hammer. Let's go for that one first. Boom, boom, and finish the technique, okay? Again, thumbing hammers, a little bit different. Yo, he's pushing me. Keep your hands up, guard up, get ready for what's coming. Underneath, boom, shoot it in. Boom, boom, boom. See? Also, if you refer back to more the beginner's level, attacking mace, same thing, right? He's pushing me, whoa! The underneath, he's straight in, bam! And then go with a groin kick, checking, and boom. Everything is there. Wow. Let's try it out. Let's go for the drill 3 times, okay?
Ernst, 2 minutes. Ernst, 2 minutes.
Oh, 2 minutes? Okay.
Plus.
Okay, in that case, let's sum it up. Let's sum it up what we did today. Let's sum it up all together. Just to give you an example, okay? So the straight punches, the right, left, from a whole different angle, from here. All right, if you come in with the right, you'll be ready for it. Shoot the back knuckle, shoot the elbow. Or you may want to, same technique, or you may want to finish it with some final part of 5 swords. Yep. Boom. Or I may want to go for some jiu-jitsu stuff, if you want to. Right? Pay respect to the art. Jiu-jitsu is very, very handy to have sometimes. Okay? Awesome. What we did afterwards was, sorry, lost it for a moment. Did you know? Oh, yeah. Sorry, then we got like a boxing construction, right? We got like the 1, 2, 3 with the low kick. Get ready for what's coming. Oh, 1, 2, groin kick, uppercut. So in the span, combining with some kickboxing. And final, we did the ducking underneath. Okay? We'll do the first press. Boom, come here. So if you want to go for a full tempo, do an extension, whatever. I just want to open up your mindset about the entry that you have, which is in the system, explore it, and go at it. Okay? All right, thank you guys, everybody. It was about 30 minutes of my session. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let's go with your questions, I think. Robin, thank you so much. Awesome. Form in here.
That was wonderful. Thank you so much, Ernst. That was really amazing. Beautiful. All right, just I want to say thank you so much, sir. We open your mics for questions. We got 10 more minutes for questions in any regards from techniques, history, concept, principle, any type of question. Now's the time. We got the next 10 minutes to go.
Read it on the chat first.
Yeah, we got, hold on. I got some question here. Somebody asked, give me 1 second here. From Brazil, we got a question for you. Yermis from Brazil. He asked, what do you admire about Campo and what do you like the most about Campo?
Question. Okay.
Good question.
Most about Campo. Let me put it like this. Because I have previous because I have previous experience in Kempo, of course, I loved it. I liked what I was seeing. But now doing it all these years, what I like the most is that Kempo has opened up my eyes in possibilities that it has. So the art really, I explore the art much more and I understand much more of the movement within the martial art. So not only just in within Kempo, but I can use Kempo in any art, let's say.
All right, let me translate it for you. Let me translate. Let me translate it. Jeremy, lo que le gusta más del Kempo es que es un arte fascinante y que él puede entender otros artes marciales a través del Kempo por la comprensión del arte en sí. Así que eso es una de las cosas que más admira. Yes, sir. Keep going, Ernst. Sorry about that.
Yeah, so that's what I admire most. The movement with Kempo has the flair, the inside of all. That's so intriguing for me. I can use all those insights, all the information, all the concept principles. I can put it in any art state, and that's what I like the most about Kempo. Thank you.
All right. Lo que más le gusta, thank you, Ernst. Lo que más le gusta del Kempo que él puede usar los principios y los fundamentos y los conocimientos que tiene el arte para aplicarlo a otros artes marciales. Esa es una de las cosas que más le gusta y le fascina. Gracias, Jeremy. Any more questions, anybody? You can actually write the question here in the chat or just open your mic and go directly through the mic. Thank you, guys.
Can I?
Yeah, yeah.
When you did a fatal deviation, was was a kind of a boxing with that technique, because you use the inward block just as a block in Kempo, but you says after the right inward block you can cover yourself or check at your ear, at your right ear with your right arm, or you can put a cock position with the right hand, with the way we learn, right? So if we put our check in our ear, it's a kind of a jab. It's a kind of a jab and a rubber sponge, just the way we are boxing. So you are using a technique to box with that, and guess what? The attack is a kind of a boxing attack, because it's a so my question is we have techniques like, for example, trusting salute. When a guy try to kick us, and you say, and sometimes I says, okay, that technique teaches us how to explain. No, man, that's not the way you need to kick. This is the way we kick. We have another technique like trigger salute, and someone push you, and when they push, you said, no, man, that's not the way to push. This is the way we push in the nose, maybe. So I'm looking now in fatal deviation, you're boxing with that, and some boxer is using a jab rubber sponge. And you said, no, man, we can box with Kempo, and this is the way. So you can make a bridge. Are you using a bridge between boxing and kickboxing to Kempo?
Exactly. That's exactly what I'm trying to showcase, because I like to see it like this. Okay, when I do Kempo, or let's say let's have an altercation with somebody, and nowadays, like most everybody has some knowledge of fighting. And boxing skills, quite like a level or like skill set is not really hard. I mean, everybody can throw a right and a left. So I like to treat it like that way as well. I make the bridge between boxing and Kempo. That's the reason why I like to work out with all different kind of aspects of the martial arts, let's say boxing. Okay, so that's one of the reasons why. I'm not saying that this is the only reason. I'm not saying the right boom and boom. And there are many ways. I mean, of course, you can also go like boom, period, come underneath, maybe bomb, and do the phase deviation part. It all depends on how you work it out, okay? But exactly, I want to bridge it over to some boxing, because every fool can, let's say, do some boxing. What makes it hard for boxing? What makes it hard for boxing is the science behind it. Okay, the tactical way, the PQB movement, the sliding, the rolling, all of that makes it difficult to do boxing, because let's say if you go for a boxing gym, right before you know first lesson, because you only see fish flying, right? But exactly what I'm trying to say. Thank you. So with those boxing strikes, like you said, a push it push. Somebody can push like this, maybe somebody pushes like this, or whatever kind of push it is, just react on that moment, what helps for you. Okay? So if you straight right, if this left jab, let's say the left jab, comes a little bit off in the angle, boom, I have a cover here.
Right.
Right? Just like you said, just like you mentioned, it goes more straight with the jab. I could parry it maybe, pull back. That's where I am. And now we can move over to do some other tempo stuff. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, so sorry, so you can change the chop for our punch too.
Of course, yeah. You can easily go for a hammer position right here.
Right.
Of course, because that's what you already use, that's what you already learned in yellow belt. You already learned to chop it like this, right? So instead of the arm, I just use his head, but the movement is the same. It's just the same. Exactly. That's what I'm trying to formulate. Thank you. Exactly that.
No, thanks to you. I have seen those kind of things in another techniques in Kempo, but not in fatal deviation or attacking mace. So thanks to you. Thanks.
Thank you.
Wonderful. Okay, we got 5 more minutes for questions. Let me see. I think we got another one here. So far, so good. All right, guys, just open mics. I think it's very interesting approach of adding. This is a very interesting way to free you Kempo and not be attached to techniques, but are using Kempo equation and to involve and transform any techniques. Actually, that's something that been pursued in Kempo for many years. I think it is phenomenal ideas. More practical and tactical when you guys need Kempo. I think it's a great idea. It really opens a lot of minds here today. This should not be attached to technique. Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Yes, thank you, Frank. Exactly. And if I may add to that, let's make a comparison, let's say, to other arts, right? Because sometimes, like I mentioned before, we in Kempo, I love Kempo, and the ideal phase teaches us all those concepts and principles, right? And then we go all to what we say the what if. But unfortunately, we stay a lot in those two movements, ideal and what if. The formulation part, which comes after, is something what we're missing, I think. But if you compare it to other, let's say Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, everybody's all about Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. I love the sport as well. But if you compare it to Kempo, they basically do the same. They teach the ideal phase of a full guard sweep to an arm bar. It's the ideal phase.
Absolutely.
But what they do the most is from that technique, they go branching. They're branching it all out. But what if I can do it from this position? What can I do from this position? Right? So they're already formulating the ideal phase much more quicker. And that's what I like to do as much as in Kempo as well. Like Francisco said, I want to free the mind, be more adjusted to that situation. So yeah, thank you. I just want to make some comparisons. Same with boxing. Boxing, ideal phase, all those passwords. You know, Floyd Mayweather, you know, it's ideal phase. But when it comes to formulating, stepping in, go in, put a kill, make a counter right there, it's the same principle. So what I encourage all you guys, especially teachers in school, go off with the ideal phase, train it, drill it more, you know, explore it more, of course, but try to also go for formulating. Okay? Awesome, thank you.
Absolutely. So we got another question here from Alan Hollis. He said, how were you when you started Kempo?
Quite a late age, actually. I started doing Kempo back in exactly 20 years ago. In 2002, I started with Kempo. Yeah. And right before that, I was doing other art.
That's great. That's great. That's wonderful, guys. Let me see. I think I got another question here. Just give me 1 second.
Thank you.
I think I got Nick saying, Ernst, real quick. What is your favorite kata? Your favorite form? Nick asked.
From all the Kempo forms, I like the most, I think, is form 5. Long form 5. I like that. I don't know what it is. I just like the form. The form is one of my favorites. The way I need to step in with those striking, going from one to another, the takedowns within the form. That's the one I like the most, 4 and 5, yeah.
Thanks for the answer.
Beautiful.
Thank you, Nick.
Beautiful.
That's Nick right there. That's one of my small students, one of my children, 6 students. Thank you, Nick, for asking. Awesome.
Wonderful. All right, guys. I think we are. Just want to say thank you once again, everybody, for being here today. Once again, I love the stuff Mr. Ernst teach. I think it's a phenomenal Kempo is. Remind me a lot. I told him about it, Mr. Tommy Chavez. And Kempo Sophisticated Basics, Mr. Parker first video production. I really see a lot of the freestyle, the boxing, the kickboxing, the freestyle with Kempo. I think it's phenomenal. I think ultimate, that's what we all need. We are so attached in techniques, and sometimes we can free ourselves and truly express it, the art, and expressing yourself. Too much principle, too much concept sometimes limit the individual, and I think this is such a great idea to start and evolve, and most important to free from your art. I think it's phenomenal. Thank you so much. I think it's a wonderful seminar, sir. We're so proud of you, and we can't wait to see you next time again.
See you next time. Thank you. If people want to reach me on Facebook, I'm right there. Ernst Blikslager. You can find me on Facebook, or just go to my internet page, Kempo Rotterdam, KempoRotterdam.nl, for any information if you want to know what we're doing. So thank you so much, Francisco. Also, the mentors, if they're calling Chappie, then it's preparing to one of my inspirations. One from the get-go, one from the start that I'm doing Kempo. So you all guys, thank you so much.
Good. Joe, back to you. Thank you, Ernst.
Yeah, thank you. Real quick, I just want to say again, thank you to Ernst for coming on the show. So much, guys. Give him a hand.
Good job, Ernst. Good job. Good job.